In this example, we're actually given that C of t is equal to 70 plus 115 times e to the negative 0.054 t power. So this represents the temperature of the coffee, and our independent variable here is time. So let's see what C at 0 is, and then we'll answer this question, what does the number represent? So C at 0 is just a straight substitution problem. And we know that the exponent of e then will be 0, so this will be 17 plus 115 times e to the 0 power. E to the 0 is 1, so 70 plus 115 is 185 degrees Fahrenheit. So for the last part of this, what does this number represent? Well, this number, 185 degrees Fahrenheit, represents the initial temperature of the coffee, right when it's first poured. You can see here that C of 0, the t is 0, so that's time 0. So you could write that if you wanted to. You could say C at 0 is the initial temperature of the coffee, right when it's poured. And then moving on to part B, it says find the limit as t approaches infinity of C at t. Interpret this limit in the context of the problem. So here time is approaching infinity, so a lot of time has passed, and we'll try to figure out this limit. So I'll write my limit notation. And then we'll try to figure out what this thing's going to be equal to. Now, if I look at E, I have negative 0.054 times a very, very large positive number. So that's going to be a very negative number. I'll just write negative infinity here. And then we have 70 plus 115 over e to the infinite power. If we work with our negative exponents here, that's going to be equal to 70. 115 over a really big number, e to the infinite power is a super big number, so 115 over a really big number is 0 or approaches 0, and we're left with 70. And again, that's going to be in degrees Fahrenheit. What does this represent? So this represents the temperature of the coffee after a lot of time has passed. We'll move this slightly up for you so we can actually write down the reason here, or at least the explanation, I should say. So the interpretation is that 70 degrees Fahrenheit, or the limit as t approaches infinity of C at t, is the temperature of the coffee after a lot of time has passed. Another way of reading into this would be that this 70 degrees is perhaps the surrounding environment's temperature. The coffee will approach and finally then be equal to that, given that enough time has passed.